Chapter 4 Season 2 was one of the least anticipated Fortnite seasons ever. And since I was about 10 years old, I've played a lot of Fortnite. I wouldn't say it was a every day, all day kind of consistency, but it was something that pretty much everyone in my lifetime was talking about. It was such a hit, and not only that, but it is one of the most dynamic games ever created. Because every 2 to 3 months, the game changes drastically, whether it's a season, an update, or even a whole new chapter which releases a new map. But each season usually consists of a couple new POIs, points of interest, or maybe like a couple new guns, a new battle pass, and just something to continuously grind for, which are quite common in battle royale games. Usually the releases of these games are pretty hyped up, usually by trailers or primarily teasers that Fortnite usually puts out to kind of make you wonder what the actual game is going to be looking like. And for Chapter 4 Season 2, it really wasn't all too exciting. I mean, I wasn't excited, and a lot of other people weren't either. But why? Probably because the previous Season 2 at Chapter 4 was really hyped up, but I didn't really like it that much simply because of the map. But it is Fortnite, and you never really know what to expect from it. The reason why everyone lost respect of it is because it just simply lost its originality. Partly because why everyone says that they miss old Fortnite is because it was finally original. A game that isn't original isn't really going to have that special hold to you, especially Fortnite. Because if you look at 2018, 2019 Fortnite compared to 2022, 2023 Fortnite, it is drastically different because of its originality. It was completely stripped away from it. And I'm not saying crossovers are a bad thing to have in a game, but when it's all you have and it's officially classified as a Marvel game, you might have gone too far, especially dedicating one of your seasons to Marvel. And just because it was not as anticipated as the others does not mean that it has not been good. I remember not being really too excited for it, but checking my phone and seeing that there was a massive freaking city in the middle of the map. And at that point, you kind of have to play. One of the biggest reasons of Chapter 4 why I didn't like it was because they'd removed a hot drop, but you can zip around the entire location practically. It is constant action being fed to you, and that's kind of what this season entirely is. That's kind of the whole point. I'm not saying you can't play it slow, because there is areas where you can drop and you can play it slow. You can kind of now play it as you want to. You can land where you want to and kind of play the game you want to. It's really kind of meant for everybody. And this season, I feel like, perfectly executed that, if that's what they were going for. Releasing a mega hot drop, the biggest hot drop ever, was an amazing idea. And it was just so random, but that's kind of the whole point. The whole point of the season was to be completely random. It's not really all to make sense. The entire storyline doesn't. I feel like Fortnite executed Chapter 4 Season 2 amazing. The fact that it wasn't hyped up, you have to meet expectations. For where the hype is built up from the community, that means you have to meet those expectations. You have to hit all those points that you are wanting to hit. And I feel like they did that perfectly. Not to say that people aren't going to hop on anyways, but if the season wasn't good, it's definitely going to take a toll on your game. And so I'm kind of glad that Fortnite kind of realized that, had stepped up, and they finally released a good season. One of my favorite parts is the loot pool. Back in Chapter 2, it was the most boring loot pool, having a new gun release with the new season. It's assault rifles, but I feel like ever since Chapter 3, they're just constantly switching it up, with unvaulted guns coming and entirely new guns coming in too. And especially with, I think we got maybe 3 new weapons this season, and they're all really good, really fun, and that's the whole reason why we love Fortnite, are new things. And I'm so glad that they finally released some new guns into a new loot pool, and they finally kind of made it fresh with the combat shotgun that takes 5 years to kill someone.
There's another guy. Killed him.
And the Havoc pump shotgun being more of a hit or miss type of gun. It's either going to hit all the time or it's not. It's going to be meh. And it's by far the best shotgun this season, because all the other shotguns are just horrible, and the shotguns last season were horrible as well. I feel like one of the things that Epic Games needs to focus on primarily are the shotguns. My assault rifle is one of the worst assault rifles I've seen in the Battle Royale game ever. It is horrible. I feel I'd rather take an M16. I'd rather take so many other options that they could add into the game, and they won't for whatever reason. They're keeping the red eye in. Why? It's a horrible gun. I feel like you try something, if it doesn't hit, you remove it. And I feel like they are just starting to remove guns that are good just for no reason. I don't know why. This season is still amazing, and it's kind of like season 9 in a way, where season 9 pretty much had the premise of futuristic. And if you guys remember, in season 8 there was a live event where they had blown up both Tilted Towers and Retail Row, the 2 biggest locations in Fortnite history at that time, and they replaced it with Neo Tilted and Mega Mall, which were these 2 brand new hot drops, completely new locations. And you can kind of see Neo Tilted inside of this new location, which was something that is so cool to me. I feel like Neo Tilted is still maybe a little bit better than Mega City, but they're both pretty cool. And I feel like Fortnite right now is in a better state than it was in season 1. Now, the only thing I feel like Fortnite needs to concern about now is the shotguns, rifles, and kind of like the loot pool as a whole. Just simply need to bring back the pump shotgun. It is so reliable. Everybody loves the pump shotgun. Back when it was a double pump from forever ago to now, where it doesn't even one pump anymore, it is still the shotgun that everyone wants. So why not just bring it to them? It's an amazing shotgun. There's nothing wrong with it. And I don't understand why you can't just add that and then add new shotguns while keeping a consistent one in the game. And I feel like while you're having all these changes, you still need some sort of consistency in your game where it's still, if anything falls through, there's something to fall back on. And that's what I feel like they primarily need to focus on within these next couple updates in this next season. But right now, I feel like Fortnite was at such a low point, especially for me. Chapter 4 was alright. I didn't play it too much, and of course, it's not ever going to be at its lowest point where it's almost dead. You know, there's hit or miss seasons, and I feel like Chapter 4, Season 1 was definitely an ass season. You know, it wasn't a hit. And so now I feel like now that they got a hit, this Chapter 4, Season 2 season is just that much better. The fact that it wasn't really talked about, and then you see a massive city, and it doesn't really make sense, is all of what Fortnite's about. And so that's why I feel like Chapter 4, Season 2 is such a great season, especially for the fact that nobody had really been talking about it.